Let's talk a little bit about multiplying and dividing signed numbers. Okay, let's go over the rules first. Put those in red for us real quick. Okay, whenever we take a positive and we multiply by another positive, we will always get a positive. When we take a negative and multiply a negative, we will always get a positive. When we take a positive times a negative or a negative times a positive, both of those guys get us negatives. Now, this actually helps us in a lot of ways. Okay, yes, it does also do this. I get a pen up here. I can say that negative 7 times 8, yes, 8 times 7 is 56. Negative times a positive equals a negative. That is true. It can also say that a 63 divided by a negative 9, 63 divided by 9, yes, is 7. Positive divided by a negative is a negative. That's also true, but it works on just more than that application. So let's take a couple numbers here. Let's take a negative 1. Let's take it times negative 2. Let's take it times negative 3 times negative 4 times negative 5. Now, if we go back here, back up just a little bit, we've got all these negatives. Well, for every 2 negatives, we get a positive. If that positive then is multiplied by another negative, we get a negative. So really, this guy helps us when we do a larger problem like this and says, well, there's a positive, and notice how I'm grouping these in pairs. So really what I can do is I can say, if it's an even number of negatives being multiplied or divided, it's positive. If it's negative, that number will have an odd number of negatives. Well, in this case, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 negatives gives me a negative answer. And then, I'm going to use a couple different properties here. I'm going to say that 2 times 5 is 10, and that 3 times 4 is 12. And I really don't care about that 1 because anything times 1 is itself, and 10 times 12 is 120. And notice how instead of going 1 times 2 is positive, 2 times negative 3 is negative 6. I can come up with that answer by doing my negatives first, my numbers next. I can group them, and everything that I've learned previous helps me with this number to get this answer. And yes, it does also work on the negative end, or the division end of that as well. So hope this helps.